Welcome back. Chamorro Language and Culture is our topic tonight with Ron Laguan, Administrator for DOE Chamorro Studies Division, and Jimmy Teria, Chamorro Language and Culture Specialist. He's the curriculum writer. But I tell you right now, we've got some callers right this time. Let's go to Bobby from Jonia. Bobby, welcome.
Hello. Yeah, just very interested in this kind of education. I'm a retiree from the government of KUAM. I have no teaching credentials.
Listen to yourself, and there's a delay on that. So turn down your TV and listen to us, okay?
Okay.
Bobby.
Okay, I'll turn it off. Okay.
You're a retiree, and you want to come back to teach?
Yeah, I don't have any teaching. I'm not a teaching retired, but I'm interested. I love this program. I support this program. As a matter of fact,
you want to come back as a Chamorro teacher. Are you degreed at this point?
No, I don't have.
I'll tell you what. Let's listen to Ron and Jimmy regarding that. Thank you very much, Bobby, for your call. Raus Nipalan, she's a retiree, wants to come back, still contribute, maybe as a Chamorro language and culture teacher. She's not degreed at this point. What are your suggestions?
Thanks to the Yamashita Educator Corps and the HQT program with John Sanchez at the University of Guam, you have the opportunity to register and have your courses paid in the area of Chamorro language and culture, which is a high priority. So she needs to register first. And first, if you need to meet the minimum qualifications if you want to start up first, and that's 30 credits in education, and within that area you have 6 credits in the area of Chamorro language and culture. But if you don't have any college credits, you can begin by registering at the University of Guam under the HQT, High Quality Teacher Program, or the Yamashita Educator Corps.
And they're a program you were just talking about, Public Law 3137. Actually, the awarding Yamashita Corps is strictly again for Chamorro language and cultural students, to the tune of about 10, not less than 10 students per year awarded anyway, no, those are good programs. Yeah.
And if I can elaborate, we look for fluency first, which is the ability to speak in the native tongue, the Chamorro language. And then later on, proficiency would be the ability to read and write, and we can teach that throughout the process of the education of this applicant. And moreover, we're looking at the ability to speak. They would provide, we would have to take a proficiency test, which is administered within the Department of Education Chamorro Studies Division.
Okay.
I and Jimmy.
Okay. If you want to speak to Ron and Jimmy, again, it's 632-8255 or 632-TALK. Jimmy, we're talking about the curriculum in writing this, because additional 2 years, you're going to be hard pressed, along with your team members again, to put a curriculum together, to present it to your board, and then to the superintendent or deputy, whatever it may be, to get final clearance and approval before implementation. Am I correct in that?
Yeah.
Please, what do you have to do? Because 2013 is around the corner here.
Yes, we've got 2 years. We've got 2 years to implement this. Also, in addition to the current program, we have we've been working on several projects. One of them is our teacher manual, our Chamorro language teacher manual. Another one that we've been working on are different books dealing with some cultural issues or cultural things that represent the Chamorro culture. So we're working on those, and we're also trying to expand on other things that will help with language acquisition as well.
Now, often, well, not often, but there are times, again, Chamorro studies have been criticized in the classroom for not having a curriculum. You do have a curriculum. I looked at the website, and you do have a curriculum, but they're saying, well, curriculum basically comes with a standardized textbook. And you say you implement, you give the leeway to the teacher to work with the students they have as to the areas and textbooks that they want to deal with. Please, again, explain.
Let me elaborate on the standards area. Now, we have not revised our content standards within the past 10 years. However, we are in our final stages now with our revision of our content standards and performance indicators from K to 12. And these are in alignment with the 20-minute and 30-minute instruction with Board Policy 346, which we need to test what we teach in actuality, because the initial standards were very broad. Now we're keying it down to a 20-minute per day, 30-minute per day, and through a 9-week program for 4 quarters. And that is in its final stages now. We've also created the course syllabus per grade level, and we're also developing assessments to measure the outcomes of these students at the end of the year.
Yeah, often again, DOE is criticized in the sense that are you, when it comes to SAT scores, or SAT scores, basically, are you testing what's being taught in the classrooms?
Right.
Now, when you have the leeway for teachers to teach their students and, different populations, different entities, different schools and different jurisdictions have different needs. Some are more proficient than others because of where they live and maybe their family orientation. But again, when you do a standardized testing, if it's standard island-wide, if someone's more advanced down here and using a different type of textbook versus someone maybe in the north that uses, how do you standardize the testing to get the results that the really learning is happening in the Chamorro curriculum?
Yes. That's what we're doing right now. We are making it so that if a student is transferring from one school to another, for example, in the mid-March, this student from Inarajan goes up to Simon Sanchez or whatever school in the north, he would be on the same page because all the teachers would be aligned within the same quarter or week, basically taught within that particular content area. It might not be taught directly the same, however, they would be in the same content area. We are also developing books within that area for all the grade levels based on the 9-week, 20-minute, 30-minute program in which the students are being taught.
One other question before we go on a quick break is, as a requirement, it's at graduation, whether it's now or 5 years from now when all this has to be implemented and all that, okay? Now, in the graduation requirements, when I graduated, I'm sure you graduated, there was a foreign language, I guess, a requirement. Chamorro is not a foreign language for Chamorros for Guam. How is it categorized, and what entity does it fall under? Whether it fits into the foreign language requirement or not? Because it's not a foreign language. Like Japanese is not a foreign language for folks in Japan, and Spanish is not a foreign language for folks that are of Hispanic descent.
Colleges within the United States consider Chamorro as an accepted foreign language, as a language study for it. But in reality, just like to our children, Chamorro is a foreign language for them, as it's not their first language. Too many of them. So we need to be sensitive towards the learning process and use a lot of visuals and a lot of natural ways to teach them.
Hey, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we're going to talk about this promotion that you have here.
Yeah.
Chamorro. We'll be right back.